Alright, so I played Final Fantasy VII. I have to stand up for this one because it. I played it, I streamed it. If you want, you can check out the channel. I had the full stream of the full demo, which PSA, the demo is out on PS4. You can play it. It's for free. It's essentially the literal first mission, the introductory level to Final Fantasy VII. It's that entire mission and it ends there, and then you get a cutscene and it's like, oh, pre-order for today, right? So I want to get my first impressions overall. If you value my opinion or whatever, then stick around because I'm not going to go too in depth, but I'm just going to talk about some of the mechanics, especially because for 5 years, all I've done is seen footage for this game. A game that means a lot to me and means a lot to a lot of people from my generation and before. So this game, just off the jump, the demo feels fantastic. Like, I have to say, there's two things when you remake a classic game like this, of any game. It's whether it's going to be based and focused around nostalgia only and basically be kind of like a mediocre game, but because you have nostalgia, they're kind of banking on that and sacrifice some of the gameplay. Or you make a game that has nostalgia factor but also improve on it and also have great mechanics. That's what Final Fantasy VII Remake is from what I played. It feels good. That's the main thing about the game. About any game, you can make a game that has some of the best storytelling in like cinematic history or even gaming history. If the game isn't fun to play, if it doesn't feel good to do certain things, if the controls are clunky, then you're gonna get through the game but you might not even jump back to it. So it can hamper your experience. Like games like Metal Gear Rising, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, people revisit those games over and over and over and over because the gameplay is so fun, it's so tight, it's so like responsive, it's so it feels good to play. That's how I can compare Final Fantasy VII's gameplay, because I played it on normal difficulty and you essentially have two modes, or at the moment you have two modes per character. It's like an operator mode and then it's like a I forget what it's called, like it's a stronger mode for Cloud, and in that mode he's slower, he's tankier, and if he dodges he goes back to the other mode, but he does more damage. But when you're pressing the game, it's only one button so far because it's square, so you can tap it or you can hold it and you do a powered up move of the light attack. But the reason why it feels good is it just feels nice, it feels responsive. When Cloud's slicing stuff up, it looks fantastic. Speaking of, I'm playing the PS4 Pro on a 4K TV. I guarantee you, all the trailers you've seen, unless you have a 4K monitor and 4K PC or whatever, the trailers do not do it justice, because seeing the game on my TV, like full 4K whatever, it is gorgeous. The game, I didn't experience a stutter, a slowdown, nothing. Game was smooth. Even with all the explosions and stuff happening, nothing faltered for me in my gameplay. It was super smooth. It was fun. It was like responsive. It was great. The voice acting, everyone was great. Jessie's like, she's like super flirty with Cloud. And the thing that was crazy to me is like re-experiencing all the famous like scenes from that intro. It felt so like I haven't played a remake. Like Resident Evil 2 is great, don't get me wrong. I haven't played a remake that like made me feel something like this in a long time. Like Resident Evil 2 Remake is fantastic, 10 out of 10 game for me personally. But seeing the intro level of Final Fantasy VII Remake, like if you see my stream, I was literally like just in awe, because you can recognize if you've played the original, you recognize the pattern, the structure, and everything. So it was just great, like experiencing that. Even the part where you're supposed to remember, where you usually type in whatever name you want to name Cloud, you can name it pee pee poo poo whatever. Obviously, because it's more narrative focused, they just implemented Cloud's name into the dialogue, and Jessie I think revealed his name, so they didn't have that whole thing. It would have been cool if you can just come out of normal and just type in a different name, but it was really cool. Yeah, and I guess the biggest factor is like, oh, if it's so similar to the old one, then why play this one? The gameplay is completely different. Like I said, it reminds me of Final Fantasy 15, but also a little bit of Devil May Cry. But the one thing that really sets it apart for me is the character switching. When Barret becomes your ally, bro, you can be mid combo, like you can be mid slashing with Cloud, press down on the D-pad or whatever, left, right, down, or up, and then you switch to Barret. It like slow-mos, switches to Barret, and then you're just, you know, while Cloud is hitting him, you're doing your Barret stuff. It's so seamless too. That's the thing. It didn't feel like clunky. It was so like, boom, down, D-pad. All right, now I'm Barret. Like once you get into a rhythm with it, it is like, it's like music. It's the way you play feels like music. So, speaking of the music it's the original soundtrack, but remixed and updated to be like more orchestral. And man, it was like, whoo, it was like orgasms for my ears, bro. It was so epic. And like hearing all the old school soundtrack like reimagined and redid, sorry, or whatever. It was just music to my ears, literally. The boss fight with the Scorpion robot was awesome. Like the different phases. Granted, I think that was the same like demo from E3 like a year or two ago. Like I've seen some of that footage like a couple years back already, or a year ago. So it is what it is though. I never played it, but playing it, it was so cool. It felt, that was the first time in a while where I, like, since probably Devil May Cry 5, where fighting it felt like a boss. Like I had to heal a bunch. It makes you need other characters and use the other characters. Like there are times where the things on the wall are like only Barret can hurt it, so it makes you use the other characters to like, and it implements again that whole switching character stuff, and it was just great. It was all seamless. So overall, my first impressions of FF7 Remake, because both of them are like in my mind, because RE3 Remake and FF7 Remake are like right next to each other. So FF7 Remake, my overall first impressions are extremely positive. Like it is just phenomenal. You have certain things like I'll explain right now real quick. The more combos you do, you have an ATB bar pretty much. An ATB bar is essentially like the way you can use your abilities. Rather than being able to spam magic, for example, you have to do combos and certain things to build up ATB bar in the bottom of your command list. And essentially, the different spells you want to use, the different amount of ATB you need. For example, for Barret, he has Cure and Thunder. So to use Cure, he only needs 1 ATB bar, but to use Thunder, he needs 2. And it also takes away from the MP bar. So it's a way for them to limit how much you can like do and spam pretty much. Because not only is it for magic, it's also for items too, which is that part's a little weird. It's weird how you can like limit item usage, because like it's very important. Like when Cloud's dying and you're dying and you just want to use your thing, but you have to like gain the ATB bar real quick. So it's a little weird. But not only that, you also have abilities. Like Cloud has what was it? But not only that, each character has 2 abilities that each of them can use. So you have like Charge Shot for Barret, I think it was, or like Precise Shot or something like that. So the ATB bar it's integral into basically your combos and essentially your other stuff when it comes to just playing the game. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can cover. The enemies were great, the animations were great, the art was great, voice acting was great. My overall first impressions, having played Final Fantasy VII Remake now, is it's probably right now sitting with me. It's probably like a 10 out of 10 for me. I really thoroughly enjoyed that experience. It brought back so many memories and stuff from playing the original with my brother, like back on the PS1 day. Like it brought back all those memories. So to me, I cannot wait to play the game. If you've played the demo, let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Or if you've seen the demo for my playthrough, what do you think about what you saw? And let me know, because I do want to talk about it, because for me, I personally loved it, but I know probably a lot of people aren't big fans of the more action-oriented RPG style rather than like the turn-based one. So let me know what you prefer. I don't mind either, but I think this one's really cool the way they reinvigorated FF7. So, well, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.